Guten Tag. Today we're going to learn how to tell time. I'm going to give you a couple of questions to ask what time is it. I'm going to show you the basic answer. We're going to leave the second part of it blank though, and as we go through the different tiles here, I'm going to show you how to fill that blank in. I'm also going to explain to you what I mean when I say formal time and informal time. Okay, so our first question, and again, like we've done before, I want you to repeat the question. Push pause if you need to. If there's a long enough gap between what I say, between the two questions there, go ahead and say it right then. First question, wie spät ist es? Wie spät ist es? Another way to say the same thing is, wie viel Uhr ist es? Wie viel Uhr ist es? Both questions simply ask what time is it. Our response is going to start with es ist, and then we'll show you how to fill the blank in there. So try that. Es ist. Second slide, formal time. By formal time, what we mean is we're using the digits. We're not using fractions. We're not saying half past, quarter after, quarter to. We're using the actual digits and we're saying the numbers as they're written. So with 8:22, we're going to say it's 8:22. We're not going to say 22 after 8. Also, when we talk formal time, we're going to use a 24-hour clock, military time. You're going to see that very frequently in German-speaking countries, especially when you look at bus schedules, train schedules, subway schedules, and the like. Class schedules at school, they're going to be written in 24-hour time. Very easy to figure out. Once you get past 12, all you have to do is subtract 12 from the next number. So 1:15 is really 13:15. Subtract 12 from 13, there's 1 left. 22:37 minus 12, that would be 10:37. So just subtract 12 from that number and you're good to go. So as an example, if it were 8:22, this is of course AM, because if it were PM, it would be 2022. We're going to say es ist, just like we did on the previous tile, but here's the rest of it. Es ist 8:22. So where that colon was right there, we're going to say the word Uhr. That's our equivalent of clock. Word for word, it means clock itself, but this is our o'clock equivalent. So es ist 8:22. This is going to sound like es ist 13:05. This third one is going to sound like es ist 23:57. So now I'm going to ask you the question, what time is it? I can repeat it. And then I'm going to ask you to pause the video and see if you can say those times out the way we did on the previous tile. So, repeat the question here. Wie spät ist es? And now I want you to pause the video and say it is 3:17 and it is 12:34. Do that right now, please. Those should sound like es ist 3:17 and es ist 12:34. The second version for what time is it, again, repeat, pause if you need to, and then I'm going to ask you to pause the video and say the next two. Wie viel Uhr ist es? Pause the video now and tell me it's 17:41 and 20:59. Those should sound like es ist 17:41. Es ist 20:59. Informal time. So informal time, as you can see in blue right here, is used in casual situations. Between friends, you would typically say, I'm going to meet you at 20:37. You're going to say, I'll be there at 8:30. It's not used for train schedules, bus schedules, school schedules, and the like. You use formal time for that. We're never going to go higher than 29 minutes. You're never going to say it's 35 past 2. In that case, you'll say it's 25 to 3. Never go beyond the number 29. And with informal time, we use a 12-hour clock. And if it's necessary, we'll say in the evening or in the morning, and we'll show you how to do that at some point. A couple of words that we need to know ahead of time when we're using informal time are listed over here. The first word is going to be Viertel. If we're going to make a fraction, and I add the letters T-E-L to the end of the number, I've turned it into a fraction. Ein Viertel. That would mean then if I want a fifth, all I need to do is say ein Fünftel. Ein Sechstel would be a sixth. Ein Achtel would be an eighth. We're going to use just Viertel for informal time. So ein Viertel. The next word is going to be halb. which is half. Like if it's 6:30, you'd say it's 6:30. In English, you say halb. Vor is our word for before or till or to. And nach is our word for after or past. So let's put some of these words into our informal time phrases. The questions will be the same, but the way we form the answers are going to be a little different. Excuse me. With informal time, we usually round to fives. We don't typically say it's 22 after 7. We usually say it's 20 after 7. Not that you can't, but usually we just round to the fives. So, I have some examples here. I'm going to read them out loud to you, and then down below I've got 5 examples where I want you to pause and try it before I give you the answers. So, wie spät ist es? 7:15 is the same thing as quarter after 7. So we're going to take our word Viertel, we're going to take a word for after, which is nach, and then we'll take our number 7. I'm going to start the answer the same way I did the formal time. I'm going to say, es ist Viertel nach 7. 9:45 is the same thing as quarter to 10. So we're going to use our word quarter, we're going to use our word to, which is 4, and we'll take our number 10 then. Es ist Viertel vor 10. Just like we do in English, 9:45 is the same thing as quarter to 10. Next one, 2:30. Now the halves sometimes get a little bit tricky for people. When I see something like 2:30, I need to think of this as 1 hour, and we're halfway to 3. So when I see the time 2:30, I'm going to think it's half of 3 o'clock. And that's how I have to say it. So 2:30 is going to end up being es ist halb 3. 6:30 would be halfway to 7. I'm going to say es ist halb 7. 10:30 is halfway to 11. I'm going to say es ist halb 11. 11:55 is 5 minutes before 12. I'm going to say es ist 5 vor 12. Notice we didn't say Minuten or anything like that. We just said either the fraction, Viertel, or halb, or we said the number of minutes, but we didn't say the word minute. 5 times right there. I want you to push pause and give these a shot, and then we'll push play again, and I'll tell you what they sound like. Es ist Viertel nach 3. Es ist Viertel vor 3. Es ist halb 11. Es ist 25 vor 8. Es ist 5 nach 12. 2 little things to remember with these is, again, this one is halfway to 11 o'clock. We're going to say half of 11. And this one, we're not going to go past the number 29. So I'm going to say 25 to rather than 35 after. Alles klar?